Hey guys, welcome back to Star Wars Central. EA just released a new article on the official Battlefront 2 website. This article revealed 3 things that DICE, the developers of Battlefront 2, are currently working on. The first is a revamped progression system, the second is a new game mode called Jetpack Cargo, and the third piece is some brief news on the ever-elusive and anticipated Season 2 of free DLC. So that's what I'm going to be breaking down for you guys in today's video. Okay, so whilst this article does reveal some good news that we can talk about today, it does not however reveal what we were hoping for, which was of course Season 2. It seems that Season 2 is a little bit further away from release than we previously thought. I was personally hoping to hear that Season 2 would release in February, because that way we'd have a pretty seamless transition from the previous DLC to the new one, but at the end of the day, I think having a time gap between DLCs is inevitable, and you really do have to give credit to DICE. We just got a new hero vehicle, a new map conversion, and of course this revamped progression system is going to be coming soon as well. So it's not like we've got nothing to look forwards to in the meantime. Anyway, let's take a closer look at what they have to say about this new progression system. Because really, this is the most important piece of news today for players and for the future of Battlefront 2. We're working on a revamped progression system. Your feedback has been essential here, and we're preparing significant changes to progression that will address many of the things we've seen players asking for. We'll be sharing more details about these changes in March. Okay, so it seems they're not just going to be tweaking the progression system, they're probably and hopefully redesigning it from the ground up as a completely new system. The current progression system in Battlefront 2 is quite simply terrible. The way they've tied card slots into crate unlock items is just very weird, and completely goes against a more traditional and defined progression experience. The worst part is it actually confuses players, and it's just not what Battlefront 2 needs. What I was expecting and hoping for when Battlefront 2 released was a progression system similar to, for example, Battlefield 1, but with of course the star card system. Now, the system that we did end up getting disappointed a lot of players, and it's a shame because apart from the progression system, the rest of Battlefront 2 is fantastic. The gameplay is fun and enjoyable, and we couldn't really ask for that much more at release. So to know that they're going to be working on a completely revamped progression system is definitely good news. One thing I would say is it might be an idea for you to start voicing your opinions sooner rather than later. That way, if there's anything you want to see in the new progression system in terms of how it's going to work, or how long it takes to unlock things, then they're going to need to know sooner rather than later, so they'll have time to implement it before they plan to give us more details in March. So if you've got any ideas, either tweet them directly to developers, they tend to be pretty open when it comes to Twitter, or leave them in the comments below. Anyway, moving on, there is a new game mode coming to Battlefront 2 called Jetpack Cargo. Here's what they had to say. A game mode called Jetpack Cargo is coming in February. 2 teams of 8 players equipped with jetpacks compete in Jetpack Cargo, a frantic, fast-paced way to play. This mode will only be available for a limited time, so don't miss it. Okay, so it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not like an entirely new game mode, but it should still be interesting to see and try in game. You can't really expect too much from these small-time limited modes because the resources it would take to build an entirely new game mode are much better spent on Season 2, and I'd rather they focus on Season 2 to make it as good as possible. And this brings us to our final piece of news, which is where the article focuses on Battlefront 2's second round of free DLC. They say that they're listening to the community when it comes to feedback and implementing that into Season 2. They also confirm that of course a new season is coming, and they'll be releasing more information soon. Obviously we already pretty much knew this, but the announcement of the revamped progression system that they're giving us more details of in March does suggest that Season 2 won't be releasing in February, but may even be releasing in March. This new game mode and the recent free content is basically filler that's meant to keep us active until the next season arrives. Now, whilst it might be a shame that the next season is basically another month away, it does however mean that they will have had a significant amount of time to work on new maps, new heroes, vehicles, and all of the good stuff that we're hoping is coming in Season 2. So tell me in the comments below what you guys want to see in Season 2. I'm guessing most of you want the Clone Wars, and want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi, Grievous, and basically as many of the new heroes as we can get. Which is basically what I want as well, although I am expecting to see new vehicles. Either with the droid snail tank being added, the model is already in-game and looks fantastic on Kashyyyk, And also, I'd love to see the Republic's ATTE make it back in as well, because that vehicle back in Battlefront 2004 and Battlefront 2 back in 2005 was not only insanely powerful, but it also provided a lot of interesting game mechanics in the terms of advancing towards a position with this very slow, sort of movable tank. And I'd just like to see how they'd incorporate that in Battlefront 2. So I definitely want to see that come back for Season 2. If it's even the Clone Wars, we could be getting OT or sequel content, although I'd say that's really unlikely. Anyway, that's it for today's video. This was just a short update on the recent article. I figured you guys should know about the revamped progression system, especially since now we have a rough release date-ish, kind of, in March. Hopefully when they give out the details for this new system in March, it's because they're going to be releasing it in March, because if they plan to release it later than that, in for example April, I'd say that's too late for a new progression system to make significant changes. Ideally, we need changes to the progression system as soon as possible, because the longer we wait with the current dogged system that nobody really seems to like, the lower the player count's gonna get. So when it comes to changing the game mechanics, and especially the progression system in Battlefront 2, it really is sooner rather than later. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, I'll see you next time, and may the Force be with you.